Morning, barbecue enthusiasts. My wife and I have been traveling the last few weeks, and although we did a little barbecue on our travels, I've got a major hankering for some barbecue today. Not having barbecued myself for a number of weeks now, so spent a little time up in Wisconsin and Michigan, sampled some barbecue all over the place. Not much to write home about, as one might imagine. Spent some time in Traverse City, and there was a dedicated barbecue joint there called Sparks. They recently moved to a new location. We tried to eat there the second night we were there. They were out of chicken and ribs, the two things I was really wanting. And the only thing they had left really was apparently some brisket, because that's what they're trying to sell us on. So we ended up eating at a place called the Mackinaw Brewing Company the first night we were there. And they had some smoked proteins on the menu, and not wanting to waste a bunch of money on ribs to find out that they weren't really smoked, that they were braised or baked or whatever, I went ahead and sampled some of their wings and had a burger, and indeed they were smoked and very good. So we determined that we'd go back there for barbecue at some point. But in the meantime, we ate at Sparks, again in a new location. We'd walked by their old location. There was what appeared to be a Lang smoker outside, and apparently they didn't use it. The barbecue we had at Sparks was very tender. The rub was good, but no smoke flavor whatsoever. So I don't know what the deal was there, but wasn't that great, and the sides were really bland too. So I was disappointed in that place. So the very next night we ate at Mackinaw Brewing Company again, and I got a whole rack of ribs there, and they were very good. It was the best we had on the trip. So the rest of it is what you might imagine in upper Midwest restaurants, just braised, broiled, whatever they do with the ribs, and slather a bunch of sweet and sticky sauce on them, and that was about it. So anyway, this video is kind of pointless. There's not a whole lot going on here. Well, I shouldn't say not a whole lot going on. We're actually kind of a crossroads in this cook. What's going on? Got a couple of briskets in there. They've been on since about 5:30 this morning. As I've mentioned in other videos, we're at high elevation here. Those are about to get wrapped. So the only way I can seem to get them done is without drying them out, is to give them the old Texas crutch. These are going to get wrapped in butcher paper first. On all my smokers, I cook the briskets fat cap down until I wrap them. Again in butcher paper first, and then as tightly as I possibly can in foil, and then cook them fat cap up from there. So everything just kind of bastes the meat and everything, but preserves the bark with the butcher paper on. Seems to work out pretty well. The rest of this stuff just went on a little while ago. So as I say, we're at kind of a crossroads. Got some sausages from Southside Market in Texas. These are the hot beef sausages. Jury's still out on their stuff. I definitely like the jalapeno cheddar sausages better, but I had more of these, so I'm just kind of using them up. So 3 racks of baby backs on. Believe it or not, all this is for my wife and I, with the exception of one brisket is going to church with her tomorrow, and I'll give a rack of ribs to my dad. Got some bacon on for the beans. And over here is a London broil. That's going to get cooked to about internal temperature of about 150, 120 degrees. Pull that off, and then we'll sear that on the grill tomorrow night for dinner. So lots of food on the deal. Pit was just coming back up to temperature when I opened the door again, so now everything's cooling down. And for the beans, in addition to the bacon, my wife found some really pissed off jalapenos. And just in case they don't do the trick, I got a few serrano peppers here too. So the only other pointer I can offer here is that I do wrap my ribs in butcher paper. I do not wrap them in foil. It doesn't matter whether I'm doing back ribs or spare ribs. The foil seems to add kind of a gives it almost kind of a pungent odor and flavor when they kind of baste in their own juices, which I don't care for. So the best compromise I've been able to find is to wrap these in butcher paper. about halfway through the cook, once they've gotten good color and enough smoke on them, I'll wrap those in butcher paper. It keeps them from drying out too much without giving them that kind of pungent odor, so in flavor. For what it's worth. Again, they're kind of like the briskets. If you don't wrap them in something, they tend to dry out before they get done. So in conclusion, for this worthless little video, got a bunch of stuff on the smoker. I can't wait till tonight. I'm starving and looking forward to some good barbecue. And I wouldn't discourage you from trying Sparks in Traverse City. Maybe we'll get their poop in a group, but when we ate there, it wasn't that great. Mackinaw Brewing Company is a place to go for barbecue in Traverse City that I know of, so there may be other places. As far as the rest of it, it was a bust for barbecue on this trip. Have a great weekend, folks. Oh, by the way, this is the Horizon Marshall 30. I did a review of this smoker a while back ago, so if you have any questions about that, you can review that. It's boring as hell. Skip to the good parts, skip the rest.